Have you ever wondered how a legal loophole can create a $28 billion gray market overnight? Welcome to the enigma of the THCA loophole, a curious anomaly brought to life by the 2018 Farm Bill. Now you might be wondering, what exactly is this THCA loophole? Well, it's a fascinating quirk in the law that has sent ripples through the cannabis industry. In a nutshell, the 2018 Farm Bill legalized hemp, a type of cannabis plant that has low levels of THC, the compound that gets you high. But here's the twist. The law didn't specifically address THCA, a non-intoxicating compound that can convert into THC when heated. This oversight opened the door for an explosion of legal cannabis products being sold just about everywhere. We're talking over the counter in stores, online, and even from vending machines. You heard that right, cannabis vending machines. It's like stepping into a sci-fi movie, right? This surge in products wasn't confined to just one state or region. No, it spanned across the nation, creating a booming gray market worth an estimated $28 billion. It's a market that operates in the shadows, skirting the edges of legality and regulation. And it's a market that sprang up practically overnight, thanks to this one small legal loophole. But here's where the plot thickens. This loophole didn't just fly under the radar, it caught the attention of some pretty powerful players, 22 state attorneys general to be exact, and they weren't pleased with what they saw. They saw a law that was supposed to regulate the cannabis industry, instead creating confusion and controversy. They saw a gray market flourishing under their noses, untouched by regulation or oversight, and they decided to do something about it. This loophole has not only sparked controversy, but also ignited a call to action from none other than 22 state attorneys general. Stay tuned as we delve deeper into this story, uncovering the power players, the glaring vagueness, and the urgent call for clarity in the next scenes. When the stakes are high, power players step up. In this case, it's the state attorneys general. In the midst of the cannabis controversy, an unlikely coalition has emerged. 22 state attorneys general, the chief legal officers of their states, have joined forces. They represent a united front, stepping up to address the THCA loophole issue that has been causing a stir in the industry. This coalition is not a casual gathering. It's a determined and purposeful alliance, brought together by a shared concern. The coalition has sent a letter to Congress, a call to arms, if you will, urging them to address this issue that has created a fog of legal uncertainty. Their letter is a powerful testament to their concerns. It's not just a request, it's an urgent appeal for action. They're calling for an end to the glaring vagueness that has allowed legal cannabis products to be sold over the counter, even from vending machines or online. This vague interpretation of the law has led to a gray market estimated to be worth a staggering $28 billion. Cannabis equivalent products are entering economies regardless of whether states have legalized cannabis use or not. The attorneys general argue that this is not what the law intended, and it's time to set things right. Their letter emphasizes the need for Congress to amend the federal definition of hemp. They want to ensure that there is no federal hemp intoxicant loophole. They're urging Congress to reaffirm that the lawmakers did not intend to limit states' ability to impose restrictions or regulations related to cannabinoids or any other derivatives of hemp which are considered intoxicating. This coalition of state attorneys general is a force to be reckoned with. They're not just addressing the issue, they're demanding action and clarity. They're not just speaking out, they're leading the charge for change. Their call to Congress is not just a plea, but a demand for clarity and action. What happens when vagueness becomes glaring? It creates a gray market worth an estimated $28 billion. Let's pause and ponder over this glaring vagueness we're talking about. It's a term that encapsulates the ambiguity arising from the 2018 Farm Bill's definition of hemp. This definition, or rather the lack of a solid one, has paved the way for a booming gray market. When we speak of a gray market, we're referring to the trade of goods through distribution channels that are legal but unintended by the original manufacturer or trademark proprietor. In this context, it's the trade of cannabis equivalent products, irrespective of a state's intention to legalize cannabis use. This glaring vagueness has birthed a market that's thriving on the boundaries of the law, exploiting loopholes and ambiguities. A market that's estimated to be worth a staggering $28 billion. Imagine that. But what does this mean in economic terms? Well, it's a double-edged sword. On one hand, this gray market contributes to economic activity, generating revenue and jobs. On the other hand, it's a market that's largely unregulated, escaping the taxes and safety standards that come with legal trade. So, in essence, this glaring vagueness has unintended consequences. It's akin to opening Pandora's box, releasing elements that one didn't anticipate or intend to. And in this case, these elements are cannabis-equivalent products making their way into economies, irrespective of the state's intentions to legalize cannabis use. This THCA loophole, this glaring vagueness, has led to a situation where legal cannabis products are sold over the counter or even from vending machines and online, escaping the very laws that were meant to control such activities. The irony here is stark. A law that was meant to regulate ended up creating an avenue for unregulated trade. And as a result, we're now dealing with a gray market that's thriving, all thanks to this glaring vagueness. This glaring vagueness has led to an unintended market, escaping the very laws meant to control it. In the face of ambiguity, clarity becomes a beacon of hope. This saying rings true in the heart of the cannabis industry, where the THCA loophole has caused waves of uncertainty and confusion. In response to this pressing issue, a coalition of 22 state attorneys general has taken a bold step. They've raised their voices, calling for clarity and action from Congress. Their message is clear. It's time to address the glaring vagueness that has led to legal cannabis products being sold over the counter, even from vending machines or online. This group of legal powerhouses argues that the current law's definition of hemp has resulted in a gray market worth an estimated $28 billion. That's a massive amount of cannabis-equivalent products entering economies regardless of whether states intend to legalize cannabis use or not. Their letter to Congress is more than just an outcry, it's a call for change. They're urging Congress to amend the federal definition of hemp, eliminating the loophole that has caused so much confusion. They're fighting for clarity, for a more precise and accurate legal framework that leaves no room for ambiguity. But their call doesn't stop there. They're also pressing Congress to reaffirm that it does not intend to limit states and regulations related to cannabinoids or any other derivatives of hemp which are deemed intoxicating. They believe that states should have the freedom to decide their own policies, and the federal government should not stand in the way. Their call is loud, it's clear, and it's fueled by a shared belief in the need for clarity and coherence in the law. It's a call that demands attention, a call that cannot be ignored. This coalition of state attorneys general understands the importance of clarity in the law. They know that without it, the cannabis industry will continue to operate in a state of uncertainty with businesses and consumers left in the dark. They're fighting for a future where the rules are clear, where everyone knows where they stand. The call for clarity is loud, but will Congress hear it? Only time will tell. Until then, the cannabis industry waits, hoping for a future where clarity is no longer a beacon of hope, but a reality. What does the future hold for the cannabis industry in light of this controversy? This is a question that's been stirring up a storm in the minds of industry players and observers alike. As we navigate the labyrinth of legal ambiguities and the tumultuous tides of the cannabis market, we are compelled to contemplate the possible scenarios that could unfold. If Congress heeds the call to action by the state attorneys general, it could herald a seismic shift in the legal landscape of the cannabis industry. The elimination of the THCA loophole might lead to stricter regulations and oversight, potentially stifling the growth of the gray market. On the other hand, it could also pave the way for a more standardized, regulated, and safer cannabis industry. Imagine a future where cannabis and its derivatives are subject to rigorous testing and quality control measures, ensuring that consumers receive safe and efficacious products. A future where the cannabis industry is no longer shrouded in a fog of legal uncertainty, but rather is a thriving, transparent industry that contributes significantly to the economy. But what if Congress chooses to maintain the status quo? The gray market, estimated to be worth a staggering $28 billion, would continue to flourish, unchecked and unregulated. This could lead to a proliferation of low-quality and potentially harmful products, jeopardizing consumer safety. However, it's essential to remember that regardless of the path Congress chooses, the cannabis industry is incredibly resilient. It's an industry that has thrived amidst legal uncertainties and challenges, demonstrating a remarkable capacity to adapt and evolve. So, as we stand at this crossroads, one thing is certain: change is on the horizon. Whether it's a change that tightens the reins or loosens them, only time will tell. The future of the cannabis industry hangs in the balance, awaiting Congress's move. The question remains, will Congress pull the plug on the $28 billion gray market, or will the THCA loophole continue to thrive?